wish I knew at 18 instead of 28? That Young Elder News 9 would be my go-to for all things news and more. Broadcasting live worldwide, we've got over 3 million listeners tuned in every day. From world news to stock markets, government topics to the quirkiest stories, we cover it all on Young Elder TV. And remember, folks, you heard it here first. Our friendly team brings you the latest scoops with a dash of that good old Southern charm. Whether you're curious about the latest political twists or need the lowdown on the economy, we're your go-to source. We make sure you're always in the know, in the most engaging and entertaining way possible. So buckle up, y'all. It's time to dive into the world of Young Elder News 9, where the news is always fresh, fun, and downright fascinating. Stay tuned, spread the word, and remember, you heard it here first. Young Elder News 9, the hottest show in the game.
Hey, Rod, I'm gonna text you in a minute, Rod. Yeah, we're gonna me and Rod gonna do an update on what's going down in Philadelphia, y'all. Young, your hood anchor man, News 9. We in the building. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button, try it. You know what I'm saying? We driving up, it's going down. I don't know if Rod said he want to do that update tonight. We can do it tonight though. Later on tonight, I'm gonna get in touch with him after I go over this stuff. If you watch it, Rod, you want to do it tonight, let me know. We could go live tonight and do the update. Tomorrow, whenever. Just text me back right now. I'm looking at the text, and then if you want to do it tonight, we'll go. Shit, I just go like an hour on this or whatever. Just go over this stuff, and then we'll go in on the update on the big mama stuff down in Philly, man. Shout out to everybody that went down to Philly and supported the movement, man. We back in the building. Young TV. Donald Trump has released long-awaited declassified files, UFO files. We believe it's part of a distraction because they was on to him with the Epstein thing, man. The Epstein, he was starting, they was wiggling their way in on him. So he said, "Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put this out there on them." You know what I'm saying? Hey, everybody in the building, hit that like. We about to get busy. We got clips, we got names, we got dates, we got times. So the little stuff that the little cupcake shit that he released. But this is the thing though. This is only the beginning because like the extraterrestrials told them they had a certain amount of time to release the information. Now I'm gonna show some clips, but like this is what I want to say. Like all I think it was like between 300 or 400 or some files that he released essentially. And a lot of those files show UFO, different types of UFOs moving in different types of ways. Some of them look like AI generated. Some of them look like shit that's from the 50s. Because you gotta keep in mind, they actually been knowing about UFOs, the government over here in the United States, the U.S. government, since 1901. 1901 when they stumbled in a cave in Mexico. The Marines, and they got into it with these Grays, and the Grays got it. No, the Grays pulled out their shit when they saw the Marines with their shit. The Grays pulled out their shit. Back then, they ain't had an M16. They only had them like the M1s or something back then. Yeah, look, the Grays they pulled out their shit. The Grays pulled out their shit, but the Gray shit was bigger though, more advanced, and they blasted them boys. Some of them boys from the past. They blasted some of them boys back to the past. But what they pulled out, the little M1 them boys had, man, with the 6-round cartridge, they had to get on up out of there. Yeah, but they knew about that 1901. Speeding up to 1947, the Roswell incident, you know about that. They told us there was a weather balloon experiment. Come to find out some Grays from Zetos crashed, and they got the bodies and everything. They got the bodies of these beings. I should have got that clip right there where they talk about how they got the bio specimen. That's what they call it. Yeah, we got a bio specimen of these guys. But we already put out so much shit on all of these extraterrestrials they about to tell y'all about. All you gotta do is watch the Galactic Family of Life playlist is like 700 tapes in there. And then if you want to get down straight to the just the extraterrestrial races, we got the different extraterrestrial playlists. You can check that out. We also got the UFO sighting playlist, right? So all of these UFOs, the different types. Like I say, some of them are government. A small percentage of them are government experiments. Some of them are flown by the beings that live in the center of the earth. That's most of the, like a lot of the salsa, the advanced salsa crafts. And then you got the mother plane up there, which has got the Honorable Elijah Muhammad talks about that, Ezekiel's will, and that's flown by the Greys. I'm gonna show you a video of Trump showing he showed a picture of an alien, but the shit AI. You can tell it's AI generated. These niggas playing games to cover up the Epstein. Yeah, we ain't gonna get off the gas off the Epstein shit. We really, look, I'm telling you, we already doing business with the Greys. Go look at the walls, the ancient carvings in the walls in the Hopi, in the caves over there in Arizona and Nevada. We already got picked. Go over there to Africa. Look at the cave. Credo Mutwa. They was over there eating graves. They was eating. Yeah, you got to be a part of his tribe or the secret order that he was a member of in his tribe. He had to eat a grave. So yeah, we already know all that. Yeah. Go. Yeah, you don't believe me? I'm telling you. Go look up Credo Mutwa and David Icke, who's a hybrid reptilian shade shifter. Yeah, so I'm about to get into the clips though. But so the file, so this is the first beginning of the truth about the different types that we're dealing with. Like we said, we're dealing with about 18 to 19, maybe even 30 at this point, with the ones that's coming to help now to get rid of the bad ones that's been here for a long time. But keep in mind, extraterrestrials invaded your planet and had time machines, or they can jump out of your time warp, or they can time warp and jump out of your time and jump in and jump back, because your time, you on a photon belt. You on a photon belt is the same as when you used to go to the old movie theaters and they had the movie camera with the reel on them, and they had slides, and then they flashed the light through the different slides as it rolled and it projects on the screen. Well, we are being projected here from the Pleiades galaxy. And so we're on a time belt that these extraterrestrials can jump back and forth on, right? So one group, we're gonna get into the clips, like I said, but one group called the Ashtar Command, and we talk about Ashtar Command in different extraterrestrial playlists. People was it's a lot of their hybrid children out here putting out books about how they good guys, you know what I'm saying, and how they, they came to help us out. But how can, like, it's book, I got these books in the garage. I should have pulled some of these books out. I got all of her work. The one lady name is Susan Lai. Now listen at the name. Go pull this lady up. One of their hybrid children, they wrote books about them and about their motherships and all that, and about life on the mothership and life on in their planet and stuff. Her name is Susan Lai. Right? Now listen at the name. How can you trust what's being said with a name like Susan Lai? Right? You know what I'm saying? That type of shit. But she did wrote like 3, 4. I got all of her collection about Ashtar Command and the Pleiadians. They not really Pleiadians though. They really from Cyrus B. That's where Ashtar Command come from, because Cyrus B burned out, and that became at the group. The two, it was actually the ground unit. They were lizard, Greco looking bipedal type beings, intelligent though. Pretty much more intelligent than the humans, but the humans have more capability of being way more intelligent than them because their brain not that big. These beings, so they really like follow us. They like do like they really like followers, like they follow whoever taking care of them, just like the dog race, just like the dog race in Cyrus, right? And all of these beings actually live here on your planet, just in some of them in smaller form, because this is Project Blue Rock. All right, so yeah, we're gonna drop them clips in a minute, man. We just giving people time to get in, but we talking about the declassified files released by Donald Trump. Donald Trump is releasing everything. At least he's making it look like it. He released the Kennedy files. He released the Martin Luther King files, some of it, partially, because they didn't go into the part where they lost in court against Martin Luther King's family and proved that the government, U.S. government, COINTELPRO, was involved in putting Martin Luther King out of business. Yeah. And we're still waiting on the Malcolm X files because we know they was on that too. And a whole bunch of other people I can call out, they got put out of business, all set up to get locked in prison, just like Dr. Malachi York and Jeff Ford and Larry Hoover. Or they put you out of business like Martin Luther King, just like they did Freddie P. Hampton up in Chicago. Could have shot his baby up in there and his old lady. And then they cheered as if they took down Caesar or somebody. You gotta remember, so you gotta remember these people like Freddie P. Hampton and these people like, and what the Black Panthers is all about and what the Panther represents on this land, and the extraterrestrial connection between the movie Black Panther and Wakanda and the technology that they had. Remember, Doc said that whenever they show you in the movie, they 6 levels deeper than that, meaning they are 40 levels ahead. They are 40 years ahead of whatever they showing you in the movies. But they labeled it as science fiction because you got a thing called the military, and we're getting into this leading up to declassified files released by Donald Trump. We getting into the military complex, which stays 40 years ahead of you. When the Bluetooth come out, they already had Bluetooth 20 years. When the cell phones come out, they had already had them 20, 30 years. Why? Because the cell phone ain't nothing but a military 2-way walkie-talkie or 3-way walkie-talkie. You can 3-way, it ain't 4-way. But I don't know how many you could do at one time on a car at this point because they ain't got more advanced. But it ain't nothing but the cell phone. That's why the military still control all of the cell phone companies. The military mostly own most of the cell phone companies. But I ain't gonna say too much because they already watching us on that. And I'm telling you, they control all the cell phone towers. We leading up to the point. It's a movie I don't know if you remember that movie with Tom Cruise. What is it called? Minority Report. Somebody drop it in the chat. Well, they can arrest people for crimes before they commit them. Then it's another movie called Deja Vu with Denzel, where they can rewind and fast forward on the satellite. It's always recording, all the way down to a centimeter, and sound and all that. They got satellites that can record sound all the way down on the ground. They showed you that in the movie Gemini with Will Smith, where he was on the boat in the middle of the ocean and they were recording him with his voice from a satellite. That's what it's called, right? Yeah. So all of this stuff is what they've been showing you in the movies. So this little cupcake shit that Donald Trump releasing, and don't forget about the movie Avengers, where they showing you flying aircraft carriers, where they got these flying drone aircraft carriers. They got that. They got unmanned tanks, unmanned aircraft carriers, unmanned Navy warships that ran off of AI, because that's what we hit it. Don't forget about the why he ain't telling you about that. The project that they got, the $500 billion project they got going on in Texas, the Stargate project. where that's gonna control all the robots and drones. And don't forget about Will Smith movie, I, Robot. All this tying together. Now that's since we got some people in. We're gonna go in. Let's go roll some of these clips. We ain't got but a couple clips. Then we're gonna go into to detail more what we talking about. Right? Let's roll some of these clips on Donald Trump. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Right? This is Young Nine News, man. Your hood anchor man. Donald Trump releases long-awaited UFO, declassified files.
Well, I think we're going to be releasing as much as we can in the near future. For some reason, and I guess it's just a reason that's been in the minds of people for a long time, and that is such, they want to find out about the UFOs and anything having to do with UFO or related material, and we're going to be releasing a lot of things from that we haven't.
The Trump administration began releasing declassified UFO/UAP files on May 8, 2026, with officials saying additional batches and videos are still coming in the following weeks. Reports mention military footage, astronaut accounts, strange orbs, and previously unseen imagery. This is not an official video, but some reports say similar videos of alien life will be released soon.
Damn, ain't there something? I'm about to edit that out. So let me say what I was saying. Can you hear me now? That's fucking crazy. Yo, so you remember the dude Dan Bushick, I think that's his name. He was the one that was working with J-Rod, which was the code name for one of the aliens that they took off of that crash in Roswell. And they was working with him at S4, and they was under the skies of helping the beam. They was taking samples and shit from the beam. Oh, this is what Dan said. And that this being on their planet, they suffer from acute radiation syndrome because of a nuclear war that took place on their planet. I know the backstory of that. See, I don't know if they know the backstory of it. I don't know if the aliens told them. But them aliens will look human at first. Some of them, the ones that they was dealing with, and then they evoluted to look. They had to jump and take those as bodies as those avatars. But what happens is they left Earth, then they went to Centaurian star system. Then when they got to the Centaurians, a fight broke out there. Part of the group broke off and went to Rajal. When they got to Rajal, they was there a long time, and then a war broke out there where they almost burnt out their star. Beetlejuice about to burn out, and they had a nuclear war between their people. One group stayed, and another group broke off. And the group that stayed is the group that suffered from the radiation syndrome. And they the ones that's coming back, and the government was acting like, oh yeah, we gotta help you long as you do this or that, this and that. Nah, but they wasn't really trying to help them. They was just trying to get the technology. So why won't he release the photos? Why won't Donald Trump release the photos of Eisenhower at meeting up with the Grays, getting booted with the Grays in 1954 at Edwards Air Force Base? We want to see them photos. We know y'all took pictures. Well, the Grays, these particular, I don't know, I can't say they took pictures. We know they probably snuck and took pictures, but we know the Grays told them no cameras. They moved like the mob. No cameras, no guns at our meetings. I'm telling you, man. That's what Bob Lazar said that they told him. He said that it was an incident where the Grays told them no guns, no cameras, and they brought in guns anyway. And the Grays when they brought in the guns, instantly the Grays pulled out their shit and got busy up in there on them boys and killed everybody. Killed everybody that was in there. Yeah, man. on the ground, and that happened. Allegedly, that happened in at Los Alamos, at a meeting at Los Alamos with the Grays, because the Grays that they meeting up with ain't the good guys, they the bad guys, they the gangsters. They galactic jackers and gangsters for real. Like the marker being Grays are real. They work on behalf of the Dragonians, and they don't believe in mercy, none of it. And they ones that been abducting people, and they don't, and some of the people don't return because they eat them. Yeah, they eat the people. They blend them up like, allegedly, huh? But it's a whole bunch of stories out about people who escape. I'm gonna have to bring some of them stories on. It's billions of stories about the encounters of these beings, right? About beings encountering these beings and escaping them or something like that, right? And I got whole tapes on them, right? And I wrote my book about them, the book of extraterrestrials. Yeah, but let's roll some more clips, man. Then we're gonna get more into it.
President Trump just released the alien files. And if what's in those pictures are real, then we might have a bigger problem than we think. I don't think that people understand how crazy this situation is, because it's not just a conspiracy anymore. These are official government files being released to the public. The government opened up a brand new UFO disclosure portal, and they dropped over 160 files from the Pentagon, the FBI, NASA, intelligence agencies, and military departments. You have videos, images, astronaut reports. Look at this shit right here. You have orb sightings. You got military encounters. And these are cases investigators still can't explain. You got one report describing an object making impossible 90-degree turns in the air. Another report describing orange glowing orbs releasing smaller red orbs over military zones. Mind you, they got...
Yeah, somebody said it's too low, but I'm gonna tell you what he was talking. The files in those reports, what they talking about, the orange globe that's releasing the balls is the mother plane, right? The other ones is the other ones that he was talking about the ones that they couldn't figure out what was going on that's making the 90-degree turns. Some of them are the mother plane, little baby planes. They come out the mother plane. They can make angles. They can just and then just dart off, right? These ones that come off of there. Now, keep in mind, your ancestors built those planes in the Tartarian civilization before they reset, for the reset in 1929. They put all the parts together and sent them to Japan, and then put it up there because they knew that the devil, like the Honorable Lord Muhammad told you, was gonna get a grip at it for a certain amount of while. But in order to keep him at bay, they built that plane. Your ancestors, he said black scientists, right? That's what and you got to keep him. Now you got to put it together. During that time, the Tartarian civil, they had they had technology out of this world. I'm gonna do another tape on that too, like unlimited technology, unlimited energy, anti-gravity. They was already working with all that stuff up in we was already working with that over here, right? At the Royal Fairs, they was displaying some of this stuff, and that's what the reset was about. And to get the Rockefellers, who are really Aldebarans, extraterrestrials, right? From Aldebaran, the Arcturian star system, and they were sent here by the overlords, the real, who really have another overlord called the Dragon Reptilians, the bad ones, not the good ones, because there's some good ones too, but the bad ones, the ones who broke off and went to Dracons, in the Orion galaxy, right? So a lot of this stuff, a lot of these technologies, some of it is reptilians, different types. The ones that live on the ground, they got the Sasquatch that's here, the Bigfoot beings. They got their own. They ship look like a stepstone pyramid. I got a video out on them. You go look at that video and show you pictures of how they ship look. They got gold ships, right? The Dewanis too. They got similar crafts. The Dewanis got crafts that look like orbs. Matter of fact, the orbs the big ass orbs you seeing, they got a big ass window, like a glass black window in the front, tinted window. Some of them resemble these Dewani ships look. They look like orbs, huge orbs, like silver orbs, right? So it's like they seeing all of these crafts. The government got but all you notice all the footage Donald Trump put out is all blurry, ashy, black and white. Come on, man. Come on. That shit is from either two things. Either that shit, that's some bullshit, or either that shit is older than the 50s. Because we know y'all had, if y'all 40 years ahead of us, y'all had HD camera, nigga. Back, yeah, nigga. Y'all had HD camera back in the 60s. Yeah, nigga. So this nigga, everything, you ain't got no good, clear. Nah, man. Come on, man. You ain't got no, all of it is blurry, ashy, make believe. Yeah, that's what it is, man. I ain't saying all of it make believe, but you know, some of that shit is real footage, but they blended it with fake shit. So, you know, it's like this. People was mad because we put out the tape about King James like getting hit from the back. Some more scholars on one side says that, oh yeah, well, the King James getting hit from the back part is a part of the Venetian black nobility propaganda to take King James down. But it's like this. You gotta think about this. In order to tell a lie, there gotta be some truth to it. And the Luciferians, they always use about 85% of the truth and then 15% of the lie. So you think they could go out to say King James was a guy that like get hit from the back if it wasn't some truth to it? I'm telling you, man, they ain't just make that up. King James like get hit from the back, and so they just use that as part of their leverage and try to paint it as they didn't even come after him for being gay. Really, they came after him as he had scandals. He had a lot of scandals, and that he was really hiding in the closet. They was putting him out because he was hiding in the closet because he had a wife. He had married a wife, and he was acting like he was, you know, but he didn't have no kids. Well, he had kids. He had kids. Take that back. I'm thinking about George Washington when I think about the dude that ain't got no kids, George Washington, who had sugar in his shoes, right? Yeah. So King James, they didn't come out to him and attack his life as so far as, oh, he gay. Nah, they attacked him as for, oh, he got all these people he making love with. He with a girl. He with this dude with Carl. He with this guy one night. Boom, boom. And it was his people, his ancestors that was around him, the older ones. When they caught King James, they were exiled. The people that he got caught when he was younger, before he got old enough, because you know he became king at a young age. But just think about that though, for the people that said that, they said that the Venetians put the gay story on to King James to make him, to overthrow him as a propaganda scheme. Nah, man, but they can't come up with the Luciferians gotta only in order to have a lie. If you tell an outright lie, niggas gonna know it's a lie. Like if you tell an outright lie. I remember Mark Brady was teaching us about that. And Mark Brady used to say that if you're gonna lie to me, at least be creative. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna lie to me, at least be creative. Don't tell me an outright, well, shit, it's a lie. Straight up, nigga, know it's a lie, right? Straight up off the top, right? So if you're gonna lie, you gotta be creative. Yeah. And so the Lucifer knows that because the Luciferians, right? They crafty. They the crafty suckers. So they're the jinns, man. You know, those who gas you up. Because, you know, gin is flammable, you know. Right? They can gas you up with that, man. These gins and Avatar. They everywhere. I'm telling you, man. But yeah, we still on the subject for For you people just tuning in, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. We talking about Trump releasing these files. Let's roll some more clips, man. Then we can get more into it.
If you're a believer, if you believe the Bible, and if you're trying to discern in terms of what's going on in the world, it'll be very naive to brush off something that you may not understand, to say that, oh, it's just got to be demons, or it's just got to be not possible. People are lying about it, or it just doesn't make sense. And so I'm going to explain it away in a certain way. And so my no-nonsense conclusion to all of this, as a believer who I, over the years, have grown in many ways, including understanding that modern-day prophecy exists, that people that are seers, that have near-death experiences, that go to heaven and back,
At the bottom right-hand corner is dynamic
shit. And also a student of the word, is that when you see something like this, there's an explanation, because a lot of people are seeing things or experiencing things and don't dismiss it. But it's got to be one of a few things. It's either demonic activity, which many people say is true, but it's not always the case. It could be angelic activity, whether it's good or bad, meaning with fallen angels, the Nephilim, giants, and all these things that people have understood for a long time. They also possibly could have spacecraft. Heavenly angels could also have some technology or spacecraft. But what I don't believe is that God created far off distant planets with extraterrestrial life and other beings over there, because God clearly created the heavens and the earth. He created.
Yeah, see, yeah, God, he already lost just by using the word God, because the word God means wisdom, beauty, and strength. It's a German word, good. That's like the word good. God is good. So he already talking about God creating, unless he talking about the ultimate source of the universe. And then when he used the word can't, then he messed up then when he talking about the all, what the all can't and can do. See, now, if he think that we alone on this, just on the blue rock, and then in your solar system is other planets, that some of them they visit your government. Why he ain't released the Mars file, the files where they set up plantations on stuff on Mars? Why he ain't released it? Why he ain't released the video, the real footage of Venus, where it looked just like Earth? Yeah, they showing you in school. They gave you the Rockefeller indoctrination, where they show you Venus covered with lava. But why he ain't talking about Valiant Thor, who came from Venus? Why he ain't released them pictures? Who worked for the government for 60 years, and he was at the meeting with Eisenhower, them at Dorsey Air Force Base in 1954. I mean, not Dorsey. It was Edwards. But they had another meeting at Dorsey too, right? The one at Dorsey is where they shot him down with the laser technology. So these people, like in the 50s, had drones with lasers on them. They use a drone with lasers on them to shoot these Grays craft down and steal the craft to try to reverse engineer the information. Yeah, it was at Edwards at first. That's the first one at 54, right? With Eisenhower. He actually met with several different groups of extraterrestrials at that meeting, right? He met with the Marker Beam Grays, who he ultimately made a deal with them. He met with the Ashtar Command, which she ran them. Ashtar Command for Pleiadians. And those were, and he met with a black group of extraterrestrials too, right? They had pulled up in a long cigar-shaped ship. That was the Najarus, right? And they actually got bases here in higher frequencies, what they would call dimensions, right? Just like the Wakanda, right? But he met with these people, and ultimately, I think all of them was saying, "Hey, drop the nuclear weapons," right? All of them was preaching that, but ultimately, Valiant Thor, who comes from the land of Thor on Venus, and a whole bunch of his people came with him, right? And he advised Eisenhower not to make a deal with Ashtar Command. Now, why would he say that? If everybody telling us Ashtar Command is good guys, why would Valiant Thor, who was a benevolent, and the government, after working there so long at the Pentagon, the government got scared of him and wanted to kill him and dissect him and see what because they on Venus, they don't got two sides of lungs like we got. You know, we got two sides of lungs. They got one whole lung, and their heart is more larger, and they live longer. I got all of it. Hey, go get this tape I got called "Who Is Valiant Thor" in the different extraterrestrial playlist. They got a much a big larger heart, and they so intelligent. They using about 40% of their brain, close to 40% of their brain, like these beings, right? And they was working with the Navy intelligence and all this. Valiant Thor, man, you can pull them up. And these people can't grow hair on their face. But why? Because they got the Hindu, the Proconian mix. Valiant Thor and them were refugees from Aldebaran that ran from the Dragon reptilians. But the Dragon reptilians ended up coming chasing them to Venus. Another group got sold and hybridized. That's the Astar Command that met up with the other ones, the hybrid test tube ones, the ones that's avatars for the Nomos. Those are the ones that met up with Eisenhower. When Eisenhower made the deal with these Greys, because why Donald Trump ain't releasing this? When Eisenhower made the deal with them Greys, they went up into Georgia and set up the Eisenhower Boulevard. And then on that, if you follow that out, and what that stanky paper mill is, they saying it's a paper mill up in Makins, but underground Makins is a city underground in Makins. They've been there that's for thousands of years, but the government, the U.S. military, reactivated it and helped and set up a co-op base down there with the Greys. And they down there kidnapping kids and everything, grinding them up and everything, man, feeding them to these Greys. And they down there, they got and cows and everything get kidnapped because that's what these Greys use to build their reproduction organs. These one particular group, because it's like 70 different species. It's really more than that now. It was like 70 different species of these Greys. Yeah, Makins. People be saying Makins always stink, man. Makins always people there. Hey, anybody down in Makins, Georgia? Does it stink down there? Because Doc was talking about that. Doc told us about that, about how Makins, Georgia stink, and that the government set up an extraterrestrial base under Makins. And then when I noticed that they Doc said that they moved it to they moved it to Texas, or they moved it to Puerto Rico, and then they moved it to Texas, to the west of Texas, right? This gray alien base. So why he ain't releasing it? Them files. Why why he ain't releasing Phil Snyder, who they put a play on to put him out of business because he was a Wilson. Yeah, Phil Snyder. You ever heard of him? Where they went down there in Los Alamos when they was building it, and they was using them drill trains they got that jig out the underground tunnels, right? So they took one of them to the moon, right? Somebody came out talking about that. They was taking it piece by piece. They built one of them to take to the moon and took it up there piece by piece. But down they will drill. Phil Snyder, we got that whole tape too in the different extraterrestrial playlist. We got his whole testimonies in that playlist, in a different extraterrestrial playlist. But he goes along the lines of saying that they went down there and they was using that machine and it kept cutting off, and they wanted to see because they was creating this secret underground base at Los Alamos, what they call in Los Alamos. And every time the machine would get stopped, so they sent some Green Berets to some tough guys in one of the groups of the military, right, the army, and they go down now, and the Greys, they saw the Greys, they got scared and pulled out their shit and tried to get at the Greys, but the Greys had some shit built in their hand from what Phil Snyder, and he waved his hand like a laser or something, and he just waved his hand, he cut right through you like butter. And Phil Snyder lost some of his fingers when he went down there. The same guy, the same 7-foot Greys, used the laser on him and cut his fingers off. And he talk about it. He showed his fingers in a video missing. So why he ain't talking about that? Why they got him, put him out of business, label him as crazy guy? Show us some of the real photos of them UFOs parked at Area 51 that y'all had. Show us the UFO in Utah that was so big that y'all found crashed inside of a mountain that y'all couldn't even move it. Y'all just set up a base around it. Show us that. Show us the Cheyenne complex down underground. Show us that Stargate y'all got down there that y'all been working on, that y'all been going through since 1985. Y'all tried going through it when y'all got founded over in Egypt in 1939. They found the Stargate and they put it up into a museum over there. And then once they didn't want Adolf Hitler and his scientists to get a hold of it. So the American government had it transport over here. Then they allegedly, I gotta say allegedly, the ship sunk mysteriously. And then the some of the items, which there was one of them was the Stargate, come up missing. Yeah, it come up missing. They don't know, and the U.S. government say, and it crashed off the coast of I think New Jersey or somewhere, and they said that it just came. This Stargate came up missing. They don't know where is it. Oh yeah, what we think is that then once the Egyptian government started questioning them about it, they created a fake one. They started creating dummy ones and sent them a dummy one, and they kept the real one. And they've been going to other planets and going to other galaxies since 1985. Show us pictures of them other planets. Show us pictures of some of the shit that followed your ass back through the Stargate that you had to contain and take it to back the dark side of the moon. Yeah. Shit that if it got out, it would take over the whole world in 8 days. Like electric beams and nanobot beams from other galaxies, or insect beams that are more intelligent than humans, but they smaller than that. But they say if billions of them, and they can multiply real fast, and if billions of them got together, they'll take if billions of them were allowed to be released on Earth, they would take over the whole planet in less than 8 days. Yeah. The government know about release that shit. Right, let's roll some more shit.
A whistleblower says one of the missing scientists was in charge of a classified program related to UFOs. Now, we don't know what's going on, but the government's lied to us for decades about pretty much everything. JFK, lab leak, Epstein, Hunter's laptop, the Russia hoax. And when we ask questions, they call us conspiracy theorists. But just like COVID, we might be right. Dr. Michio Kaku is a theoretical physicist. Doctor, on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you about this UFO release?
I would put it at a 10 because we're at a turning point. For decades, we had to rely upon eyewitness accounts of housewives, truck drivers. People would snicker and laugh at them. Now we're talking about huge files that are top secret that for the first time in modern history are being given to the American public. So I'd like to congratulate President Trump for having the nerve to go against recommendations by the FBI and the CIA to release these files so that independent researchers, scientists can go over them and we can make up our own minds rather than having the CIA make up our minds.
And the CIA apparently is still fighting the full release. When you hear or see about a UFO that goes like that, up, down, left, right, at 90-degree angles so fast you can't even believe it, what does that tell you?
That's shit right there, y'all.
It tells me that the laws of centrifugal force should crush the bones of the people inside the flying saucer. So either they
crush the bones of niggas technology out of your. Yeah, see, look, what they calling God. See, I'm gonna tell you what happening, man. See, different extraterrestrials, most of them that do this is bad guys. Some they got more advanced technology than you. They go to primitive planets and then take over their planet, and then, being that they get all this technology, advanced stuff, the people that they're usually by default start worshiping them as God, especially if they leave them some and then go off. They start. That's how these different God complexes were set up on different planets. But the good guys don't do that. The good guys don't go around making people worship them. The reason why we got this worship system set up is because of the nomos. The nomos are the ones that set up the worship system. And that's why the Pope is walking around with that fish hat on. And their followers are these bird race of called the Canarians. They're the bad bird guys, right? And so that ship, the ship that was just flying on the screen, that's our Nana ship, the return of our Nana. We got more videos of her ship in our Nana playlist. So that's how it looked. It looked like that on the radio when you see it, and so now I guess it's hovering outside of space right now. But the last time we got it on video, I think that the person that shout out Rising Phoenix, because Rising Phoenix is the one that sent me the video of the when they was filming it about a while back on that when it was coming here. Now that I guess it's like somewhere hovering around the moon. So everything is falling into play, but it's like this: the stuff that they releasing is cupcake shit, and like it's grainy. It's they got 4K cameras, 8K cameras, 25K cameras. Hell, they got the Hubble telescope. They can zoom into another galaxy, and they'll give us some grainy gray photos. Come on, man, this is a bunch of crap. We don't. I'll tell you what. Release some more Epstein files. That's what we want. Because that shit ain't gonna work, Trump. That wasn't good enough. And half of the videos he released, they are already out on YouTube and other websites. At least 70% of them I've already seen probably already. I'm telling you, man. I got half of them, some of them loaded up already in my UFO files. So some of the stuff that he released, it's like he only confirming that. Oh yeah, this is a real one. Oh, that's a real one. We investigated that one. Yeah, we already got a lot of this shit. Yeah. So we from Louisiana, man. You know what I'm saying? The Washita. We the Washita Nation, man. Moors, the mound builders. Yeah. So man, yeah, we don't care nothing about them fire. That shit was light. It wasn't nothing to where to make us say, ooh, show us some, and then and then you got people out here with AI, so they faking a lot of shit. Like they show like a Gray walking with some handcuffs and Donald Trump. That's a fake because the Grays shaking hands. The Grays don't shake hands. See, they doing a lot of stuff that these people telepathic. Yeah, these people don't even communicate like that. They don't even walk like they showing them, because they walk totally different. They walk like they floating, like they walking in water. These beings, they walk like they walking in water. Why? Because on they planet in Zados, Reticuli, one, then you got two. You got some of them in two and some of them in one, but these particular ones, they origin from two. The marker beings don't really live in two because they got kidnapped and reverse engineered by the Greys, and they got moved to Orion, to Rajal, the marker beings. But they come from Zados originally, and they wasn't in Zados originally, but that's their home galaxy that the Anunnakis created for them when they destroyed their planet, Mildick. But yeah, so these Greys, these particular ones that live in Zados, their planet is more the gravity is more heavier because they're closer to the sun. Their planet orbit closer to the sun, so the gravitational pull is about 7 to 8 times stronger on their planet than it is here on Earth. So to them, 10 to 15 pounds on their planet would be like, or like so like if they come here and they can probably lift up heavy stuff that like 3-4 men wouldn't be able to lift, because their normal weight tolerance is different on their planet. So they'd be lifting 1,000 pounds or something like that. And then some of them, like the 7-foot ones, they can use telekinesis, because the 7-foot ones, they control the other little ones like robots, like because what they do is it was only two when we created the graves, the original Ramadians on Mars. We only created 200 originals, and they were a part of the Gigis on Mars. And so what happens is these the 200 captains who are 7 foot tall, all they do is create clones of themselves, like mini-me's. So when you see the little bitty grays, those are mini-me's of a 7-foot grade that's probably either on the mothership or on some kind of the ship that they came on, like telling them what to do telepathically, what he want done. And most people that encounter these beings give descriptions of, oh, some little grays came and got me out of my house, and then I was laying on this metal table, and then a big tall gray walked in, and it seemed like he was in control of the little ones. Yeah, because he the captain, like Creel. Creel is somebody that the government know. And yeah, they know about Creel. Creel is the leader of these Ramadian Greys, the good ones, the ones who fly the mother plane. The mother plane is controlled by the 24 elders, 24 scientists, who actually are some of the beings that was responsible for engineering these Greys. Right? But so why he releasing that? Why he ain't releasing the meetings that he had, that Donald Trump been having meetings with extraterrestrials? Why he won't release what they was working on secretly in Project Paperclip? Or what did they get from Hitler? What all did they transfer over with the Project Paperclip from Hitler? Did they get the bill? So some people say, oh, they made it off with the bill. The Third Reich made it off with the bill technology. I don't think so. I think they brought them guys over and they took that shit to the next level. And that's why Trump said, ain't no telling US, we got some stuff, man. We got some stuff. Yeah, you got some stuff, but you ain't got shit that can fuck with the mother plane. I don't give a damn how far. We already thought our ancestors were 1,000 years ahead of you. And that's why Doc said the elves chose the hover. The elves chose the hover. The elves, the gods. The gods used to live on Earth, but then they chose to hover. Hover where? It's mentioned of in Revelations chapter 21, where it talks about a whole city coming down out the sky, a mothership, and it even go into I think the angel Metatron measured the city, and they come out to 1,500 square miles. Mother plane. How big is that? 1,500 square mile, and that's really a small one. That Crystal City is really a small plane compared to 24 of them coming out of the mother plane, the big mother plane, Nubaru. 24 of those Crystal Cities come out of the mother plane, the big mother plane, the one which is really a 63,800 and some change, or 900 and some change in diameter. It's like 8-9 times bigger than Earth. This Nubaru, this Planet X that Zachariah Stitching and all the other guys talk about. Doc gave a whole paradigm on it in the Holy Tablets. You can read the Holy Tablets and the links and the scriptures for free if you scroll all the way down. Right? So all this stuff, why ain't they releasing the photos of the Nubaru that they took pictures of? Why ain't they releasing the videos of them meeting at the White House with the Najarus, or the meeting at Dulce Air Force Base with the Najarus. But they told them, you can't fuck with us, or else they'll cut everything off. They'll cut the whole thing off. They'll cut your water off, your lights, your everything off. If you try to destroy us or wipe us out. I'm telling you, man. And so we want them files, Trump. We don't want this grainy black and white 400 files. It seemed like they took a while to put that together so they think we stupid. That's what they think. I think the government think that we still stupid. Our ancestors weren't stupid. They was on to the game. They just ain't have all the technology we had to be on to watch your ass that we got now. You know what I'm saying? But our ancestors could see your ass through the smoke. They would travel through the smoke. Our ancestors is already in contact with extraterrestrials. Go back and study the Dogons. Study the Hopis. Study some of the stories that they said about these grays, these bird-looking beings, these ant-looking beings, these frog-looking beings, these lizard-looking beings, these reptilians with horns around their head. Our ancestors said this before the Bible. They don't even got a TV. The Dogons didn't even have a damn TV when they was telling them this. TV wasn't even out. They didn't even have a telescope to look at to see that it was that it was Osiris A, B, and C. And the Dogons described those three stars, saying that it was a tri-star system, and they described about a whole bunch of the planets that was there, saying that they were freshwater planets, and that these beings came from, and that they came here in silver crabs, silver saucer-looking crabs. That's what they said, our ancestors. On the wall, if you go to ancient Egypt, over there, and it's over here too, they just tore all of our shit down, and whatever they could destroy and hide, they threw in the bottom of the ocean. Whatever they couldn't throw in the bottom of the ocean, they hid it at the Smithsonian Institute or under the Vatican. Right? All of our stuff, right? The secrets. But if you look on the wall, you'll see beings with heads like birds, beings that have feline features, heads. And then if you go to Revelations and read Revelations chapter 4, you read about the four angels, the four beasts, and one had a face like a man, which is the Anunnakis, the Najarus, the Coneheads, the humanoid-looking angels. So some angels look like humans, like the Aldebarans, who came here and usurped and hijacked our planet on the orders of their overlords, the Vril society, and going back to them working for the Dragonians. Because I told you about the Vril. The Vril are reptilian. They really are serpent-like, anaconda-like reptilians with arms and legs that origin from Cyrus B that burned out due to Nibiru passing by and draining it out. And they refugee from that star system to the Dragon star system, where the Dragonians took them in because they kind of like from the same origin. So the Dragonians took them in, and in exchange, they swore to revenge their people who died because of the star burning out against the Anunnakis. And so they join on with the other guys who already hate the Anunnakis, the Dragonians. And so that's how they started working for them. But there's one thing about these Vril, they have a different type of, even though they work for the Dragonians, they still got their own agenda, and they like we'll attack you if we have to. You know what I'm saying? They still got, so it's like that kingdom or that structure is shaky. It's shaky the way everybody working with who working with who. It's shaky. So overall, so what's happening is these beings have come here, and through avatars and Cabbage Patch Kids, the real users avatars have usurped your planet and insert themselves in high-ranking positions in government, and they have infiltrated royal families and wiped them out and killed them off, paws in the mouth. However, all the princes on the land, they set up all these secret orders. All the religions here were started by extraterrestrials. You can't name me one religion that was started. Like if you say Jehovah Witness, that dude that's Charles Russell. He was an Aldebaran. Who the Mormons? That Joseph Smith. He was a Venerian. The Nation of Islam, Master Farrar Muhammad, a Venerian. Who else? All these people are extraterrestrials. Even the Jesus story, he said, "I am from above." You know what I'm saying? So he came from outer space. And some people say, "Oh, well, he didn't mean outer space. He mean from heaven." And then you ask them to explain what heaven is. They say, "Oh yeah, well," they go into some a fairy tale type of thing, like some, you know. But the Bible explains what heaven is in Job chapter 9, verse 9. Where it says, "Where were you when I laid out the heavens?" With an S. Heavens, plural. And then it goes in to name 3 galaxies or 3 star constellations: Orion, Arcturus, and Pleiades. Right? So Arcturus, when you get to Arcturus, and then you connect that with what we just told you about Revelation chapter 4, with some of these angels who have a face like an ox, because one of them angels had a face like an ox, and that's where these angels that got a face like an ox, they come from the Arcturus heavens, the Arcturus part of heaven, and then the Orion part is where these ones that had a face like a bird, they come from the Orion. They call the Blue Avians, and they're here right now helping with the Ascension Project. They the ones that activated the Great Chain, the Pleiadian light lock. Revelations chapter 20, verse 1. I think it is. About the Pleiadian light lock and the Great Chain. Where the angels came down, because you gotta go back, them 4 beings were angels. And so the angels come down, which is under the orders of Michael, who is the leader of these beings. He's a head captain. Murdoch is another name for him. They come down and set the Pleiadian light lock, which is the Great Chain, to lock these demonic beings. Because when you talking about, because that dude was just talking about, are they demons or are they angels or whatever? See, they mixed you up with them terms. Like the word angel really means messenger. Nabu, messenger. Nabi, Nabu. And it's even a planet that they went to, what they call these people, the Navi. The Navi, like short for native, in the Centaurian star system. And they made a movie about it called Avatar. On the planet Pandora, they call it the planet Pandora. Right? Those beings actually exist. They a crossbreed. But where was he going? We was going about the what was we talking about? The cherubims and the angels, right? So yeah, so you got cherubims, and that breaks down into the atom, right? You got the atom. If you break the atom down into components, you'll get the nucleus. The nucleus, around the nucleus, tight packed around the nucleus, is the protons. These protons are the positive energy. inside of the atom. And those are your seraphims, your seraphim angels who hide, who close to the throne. What's the throne? The nucleus. The throne is the nucleus. And these protons, if you go pull up an atom, I wish I could pull it up right now to show you that the protons hang tight around the nucleus, the throne of God. If they could tap into that nucleus energy in the atom, they would have another what they call 0 point energy, and that's what these certain groups of grays called Asgard use to power their ship. They extract the nucleus and use it for fuel from the atom, and then around the atom you got what you call electrons going to guard the throne. They go around the throne, guarding the throne. Remember, they put 2 cherubims onto the garden because the cherubims are the negative, the benevolent. That's another name for these protons, benevolence. So you got benevolence who are electrons who go around the throne day and night. They guard the throne of God, the nucleus. And they are your cherubims. Right? Let's put it together, man. It's a scientific breakdown to that. And then we get into going back into, like I say, one had a face like a man, one had a face like an ox, one had a face like a bird, right? And one had a face like a feline. That's your feline race of extraterrestrials who are also here to assist you, and they are your ancestors as well, because you got the feline genetics inside of you. Matter of fact, all 4 races genetics are inside of you: the birds, the humans, the feline, and the ox, the mammal. Because humans, you ever notice humans breastfeed like a mammal? Okay, and then also the reptilian part, because you got a reptilian in you too. Because the Anunnakis, the humans got reptilians, these Anunnakis. But the reptilian part is the tadpole, the sperm, the egg. You in water 9 months. If you look at a baby at the 3-month stage, it looked like a gray alien. They go to gray aliens right there. At the 3-month stage, you got to have a certain amount of water, like an amphibious nomos being, like a fish. You actually breathe in a percentage of water. You breathe in the water because we actually in like an aquarium, like a huge fish tank. You just a fish that don't breathe in the thick water like the other nomos that live in the salt water oceans. You just walking on. You just a fish that walk on the ground. I'm telling you. So you got that in. You got that in you. You got to treat the plant race inside of you. That's what the photosynthesis, the pineal gland. Listen to that: pineal, pine cones, pine trees. The pine tree is the evergreen, one of the trees that got healing properties, unlimited healing properties. It stay green all year round. And the Anunnakis was using it to make healing, make medicine. The pineal, pine cone, pine trees, your blood vessels and veins. If you take your veins and show a diaphragm of just the veins of a human body, it looks like a plant veins, like a tree inside of you. The blood vessels and veins. If you look at a chart of it, just that pull up a chart. People act like, young, where your receipts? A lot of the stuff that I be saying, it's like you already know. I'm just reminding you. I ain't coming to tell you what you don't know. I'm coming to tell you what you do know. You know what I'm saying? It's just common sense. Which common sense ain't that common, seem like nowadays. Some people are turning into vegetables. The extraterrestrials are here ready to communicate with us and give us unlimited amounts of technology that's going to blow our mind. But we got to be ready. We can't be scared and afraid of them and want to pull out our gun and blow them away as soon as they pull up on us. We got to be calm and say, hey, man, what's up? And they might dap you up and see what you got going, man, like an ET type of thing. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. We still coming out of post-traumatic slavery and a whole bunch of other, really, they ain't really, I can't say slavery, I say prisoners of war, right? We coming out of being prisoners of war and being our land being sabotaged like it being, so we afraid, and then they put out all the movies to make us scared of these guys. And not all the guys that's trying to help us that's coming here that's part of the UFO community or the extraterrestrial community is bad guys. It's only like a small percentage, 1/3 of them. Remember, Lucifer took 1/3. He convinced 1/3 of all these different races to join on with him. 1/3 of the birds, 1/3 of the ox, the ones that had a face like an ox, 1/3 of the ones that had a face like a human, 1/3 of the ones that had a face like a bird, 1/3 of the feline beings chose to join on with Hala, Lucifer, and his gang. And they became known as the Luciferians. And they were putting points on the board for about 6,000 years, man, till we returned, to the elves return to put them down, to take them down, man, for once and for all. The elves here to take them down. We was hovering for a while. We had to come down, yeah, and shut them down, man. Yeah, knock them out the box. Because they here breaking galactical law at a high alarm, and they didn't broke every law. A lot of laws that been broken here. So we had to put them out of business. And keep in mind, we all are projected here as light beams, as frequencies. We projected here, and so we gave you a key. The key is, so a man thinketh, so is he. If you think you ugly, then you're gonna be ugly. Your outside gonna be ugly, your inside gonna be ugly. If your inside ugly, now if they come and they look good on the outside and they inside ugly, you know that's no one thing. That's a jinn all day long, every day. No matter how you spend it. Yeah, if they come, they look all buttered up, sexy, fine, yellow bone, or whatever you like. Yeah, then they dirty on the outside, clean up. Yeah, that's a Luciferian. That's a jinn all day long, man. And so you be expecting what you get. Now it's some beautiful ones that's here. That's angels, you know. They missing a couple angels out of yeah. They missing a couple angels from out of heaven, man. Because some of them walking around and they good folks. But don't be tricked, man. Everything that glitters ain't gold. That's another one that we put out. Yeah, don't be so, man. Look, get you an ugly girl, man. You gonna thank me later. Get you an ugly girl that love you. You gonna thank me later. I'll tell you, man. Hey, there's no love like the love you get from a big woman that know how to cook and that wash your clothes. I'm telling you, man. There's no love like the love. I heard that dude say that on Hoodlums, with Bumpy Johnson and them, right? Saying no love like the love you get from a big woman, man. She cooked me pancakes, eggs, sausage in the morning. Yeah, man. Hooked me up, smothered turkey necks and wings and some rice and gravy, man. It's cornbread and corn on the cob. Yeah, man. The whole works. Yeah, man. Like it's good. And then on top of that, she didn't wash all my clothes, my work clothes. Yeah, man. Yeah. So yeah, I'm telling you, man. So you done went out and got that pretty girl, and you broke because she always her nickname is I need her. I need a new hairdo. I need a new car. I need to do this. I needed it. I'm telling you, that's her nickname. I need her, and it go both ways on the male side and the female side. Because I saw my girl was asking me. She was like, it was this big girl, and her ex boyfriend friend was staying there with her, staying at her house, and she not even with the ex boyfriend no more. And my old lady say, "You think he knocking her down?" I say, "Hell yeah, he knocking her down." And you know what game he running? Because she got low self-esteem. She one of them ones that go to work and then just all she just wants a man there. She'll take care of him, make sure he got everything. It's women out here like that. And how he do is sit on he 40, 50 years old. All he do is sit on at the couch and play video games and smoke weed all day. Yeah, so when the cops asked her, yeah, why you got this dude there? She said, she didn't kind come up with no good explanation, but I came out with the explanation. Man, he knocking her down. That's why he there getting bologna sandwiches cooked and shit. Yeah, while he played Madden 26 or whatever, the new Madden that's out. These boys, they don't even play the games like we used to play. I really don't got time to play video games no more. But these boys, they play all they play is Roadblock, and that shit make your brain hurt looking at that shit. It make my brain hurt just watching them play it. I don't see how they sit there and play that. Then it's another one. That one ain't that bad. It's like a fighting game. What is it called? Falk Night or something. They play that one, and that ain't bad. It make you dizzy too after watching that for too long. I'm telling you, these new games that make you dizzy. They doing something with the kid's brain, man, with this Roadblock shit. This shit make you go throw up watching it. It make you it's like a I don't know, man. Something ain't right about that. I'm telling you, I ain't put it together yet because I ain't. Yeah, something ain't right about that robot game. A brain rot. It's called. They got one called brain rot, and I'm saying to my boys, now y'all don't hear how that sound. If you playing a game called brain rot, what they telling you they want to do to your brain? You know what I'm saying? If you playing a game called brain rot, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? But this is extraterrestrial. How you think we got the games? Ashtar Command is the one that gave you the games, the Sega Genesis. Yeah, Ashtar Command is in, and Hitler now. Man. They didn't want to put the Taurus, all it out, man. And what it is to trap you into a space. Remember that movie they just put out, the Space Jam movie? Extraterrestrials who are advanced robots and machines are trying to trap you into a illusionary world, trap you into a game, in a video game. So you got people that get there on that video, sit there on that video game and like Grand Theft Auto and these games, and they'll build up a whole life inside the game. Right? I'm gonna tell you what this do psychologically. When they sit there and build a whole reality on the game, and they got saving the money and buying cars and buying the houses and guns and completing the missions, after playing that so long, psychologically, you believe that that's really you. And then that shit can bleed over into this life, and boom, next thing you know, you rob Grand Theft Auto and somebody blowing their top back and thinking that it's a video game, thinking that you're gonna be able to police either ain't gonna catch me, or if they do catch me, I can just get right out because it's a game. And technically, you're right, it is a game, but this game is real. You know what I'm saying? This game is real. Yeah, REEL. Yeah, REEL. And REAL, which is the same goddamn thing. Because if I didn't spell it out, the spell wouldn't be broken. I'm telling you, man. REEL, real. Because remember, I told you that this shit is a projection. We in a movie, man. We in a movie designed to move you and I either into a place they call hell, which is a place which is not what they describe. It can be like what they described it as if you accept it, but it's really a place of limbo where you stuck, where you don't get to go. You know what I'm saying? You just stuck pretty much in this place, and your own desires and your own fears is what torture you in this place. But you're not meant to stay there forever. Some people either end up burning themselves out, purging themselves. That's why they called it before they start telling you about, oh, you go there and you don't never get out. They called it, and the people who put it together, the second part of it, they called it purgatory, meaning to purge. Because you know when you take gold and you put it, you want to purge the impurities out of it. You stick it into the fire, and you burn the impurities off. So that was their ideology here. But they stole. Keep in mind, these Catholics who came out with that particular ideology stole it from the ancient Egyptians, who said, "No, nigga, that ain't how. Y'all got it wrong. What we gonna do is symbolically, esoterically, we're gonna weigh your heart chakra, because your soul, the heart is the seat to the soul. They say when people get drunk, they speak out of their heart. They say what they feel in their heart. Out of the issue of the heart, the mouth speaks. So if that's why we weigh the heart, and it happens within a like that. It's really a symbolic thing of your soul being weighed against righteousness, which they put as a feather, the feather of Ma'at. And if you don't make it to do that, your heart spirit is then through to the creature. It's like I think of the name of the creature. It starts with an A, but it's like a leopard and an alligator, a crocodile creature mixed that Anubis stole your heart to. And but if you make it, you get taken to the Father who sits on the throne, Osiris, the one who had a face like an emerald, the green, because they got Osiris up there as green. And you look at it, pull him up, right? He had a face like an emerald. And if you look closely at the flower that on that same carving, you'll see 4 beings standing in front of Osiris. And 4 little beings. And those 4 beings are the beings. One got a face like a bird. One got a face like a man. This and that, right? But one got a face like a dog. They didn't tell it. That's Anubis. Anubis. Abyss. And he's over what you calling the Hades or underworld or hell. He's the boatman, the undertaker, the Grand Reaper. That's where they get the Zolo dog, and the other its cousin, which is the jackal, where they bury their bones or bury their carcass or bury their kill and let it cook under the sand in the hot desert, because the western desert, and then they come, but once it cook and rot, they come back and dig it up. So the Zolo dog buries stuff. So that's how you got. That's another thing, because all of our shit is more high power than they trying to paint it off. They just painted off. Oh, these Egyptians was crazy motherfuckers. They just went to painting everything, carving shit on the wall. Nah, man, that shit means that shit was a long studies. There was a whole bunch of studies of Mother Nature. The Netaru is nature. Netters is another word for nature, and it can translate to God too, right? Because Mother Nature is in control, and God is whoever's in control. Because Mother Nature can send a tornado, hurricane, flood right now and wipe your ass out, and you can't do nothing about it. That's God, nigga. Mother Nature. I tell you, God can wipe your ass. Well, when they even some of the religious guys even make reference to it. They, oh yeah, when this hurricane took them out, that's God. God controlling it. Yeah, that's good Mother Nature. You know what I'm saying? So we going back into when you see certain things like the bamboo, or the ape, or these different creatures. Our ancestors studied these creatures and how they move and how they survive on this planet, and then they created lessons and things about that, like study the ant. Right? I know y'all heard they took that and stuck it in the Bible. They took all of our words of wisdom and quotes and stuck it in the Bible. That's why people study stuck on, oh, the Bible's, man, I'm telling you, because they stole a lot of our shit to trick us with it. King James and his buddies, man. King James actually, I can't really say King James actually was a bad guy all the way fully. You know what I'm saying? We don't give a thing about him being gay. But his I can't say he was a bad guy fully all the way neither, because once King James found out what the Venetians were doing over here exterminating the people, and then some of his people got exterminated because they was a part of that convoy. Some of his people got killed because the Native Americans killed them. And so King James felt a certain type of way. And so he put the play on the Virginia company to have them bankrupt and shut down. Right? But that's another story. This is no, I never heard of Dr. Tyrone Hayes. I'm about to check him out, man. Dr. Tyrone Hayes. He might be Ken the Rod. You know what I'm saying? That sounds like Dr. Rod Hayes. Yeah, man. So if you're just not coming in, hit that like, hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. If you want to, we going in, man. We're trying to go at least 2 hours on it for my truck drivers. Shout out all my truck drivers over the road. Yeah, so I'm back to our ancestors. Let me give you one example. The Sands people, if you go study them, when they live in the desert, in the bushes, right? And water is very scarce out there. So what they do is they will trap a baboon, tie him up to a tree. Or they would find I know what they would do. First, this is what they would do. First, they will find a group of baboons, right? See them over there. And then they would go and dig a hole inside of a mud pile, right? When they get that hole, dig inside the mud pile, they'll have it just small enough for his hand to get stuck in there, trying to reach in there. So when the baboons see the baboons are curious, right? So when the baboons see them put that salt inside of that hole, the baboon they'll come over there and check it out once the human leave, and then he'll put his hand in there, and that's how they trap the baboon, get him tied up, right? So they're the Sands man tied a baboon up to a tree, and then keep feeding him salt, right? And then once he got him fed so much salt, his mouth will be dry, and he'll let him sit there for like an hour or two with his mouth dry. His mouth be so dry that as soon as the Sands man turn him loose, he runs straight to the water to get something to drink. And the Sands man just chase him and follow him straight to the water hole. That's how they find water in the desert, these Sands people. Another thing is that when certain groups of extraterrestrials or other humans that were intelligent studied these creatures like the baboon and how they fight. You know, the baboon got a fighting style. The tigers got a fighting style. Cats, raccoons, all these birds, eagles, different types of birds got different types of fighting styles. I saw a bird that can hit you faster than I know a hawk can hit you faster, but so let's think about these different fighting styles of how they catch their prey. Then if you know anything about martial arts and you like a fan like I am, you know they got like a tiger claw fighting style, the tiger claw. They got the drunken man fighting style. They got these different fighting styles named after animals on the land. And then if you go watch him fight, you say, then he fighting like a tiger, or he fighting like a panther fight, or he fighting like a drunken man. Because the drunken man, I used to watch the drunken man karate. He started drinking liquor, and he fighting, and his style is a drunk man fighting. You know what I'm saying? The drunken man style. And he'll kick your ass while he drinking a fifth of whiskey. Yeah, man. I'm telling you, man. Yeah, the drunken monkey. Yeah, that's what. Hey, shout out that boy Archangel 7, man. The drunken monkey, right? So the monkey got a fighting style. And so our ancestors, this is what the Netaru or the Meta Neta teaches. It teaches all this information that I'm telling you about how we were studying these animals, and all the way down from the worm, from the gnat. The gnat, right? A gnat is a small creature, but the gnat got a heart. The mosquito got a heart, right? They got reproductive systems where they can drink blood. These guys, they actually came with the mosquitoes. Actually, are bad guys. They came with they actually joined on. Everybody's here though. Everybody's here under the Project Blue Rock. All the species, most of the species in the galaxy, at least 90% of them, all have been jammed on to Earth as Project Blue Rock. Yeah, the gorilla fighting style. The gorilla fighting style is, go watch a gorilla fight. A gorilla, they into wrestling, they slam. So pretty much people that's doing the wrestling, they pretty much studied the gorilla or the ground and pound, that type of style that's in mixed martial arts, the ground and pound. Like, what's that big dude, Brock Lesnar? Remember Brock Lesnar used to get you down and ground and pound? That's the gorilla style, fight style. Gorilla ain't finna go hand to hand with you. A gorilla finna slam you. They mostly ground and pound, pick you up, grab you, choke you out. Versus say like a monkey gonna probably slap you around. They gonna be more moving around. A monkey gonna move around a lot when he trying to get at you and fight you. Monkey fight height. Depending on what species it is, though. Different species of monkeys got different fighting styles. Yeah, the sumo the sumo style is you're looking at the elephants. You're really looking at the sumo fighting style. You're really looking at the black bear, the brown bear, the bear clan fighting styles. That's the sumo styles. When you're looking at the elephant clan, remember I was telling you the other day I saw a hyena. So a group of hyenas. Was it a tiger or something? No matter, it was a hyena. I saw a hyena attack a baby elephant. Man, what the hell? Man, look, that he was over there, he thought he had that baby elephant. Man, the mama elephant came out of nowhere, boy, and just lifted up front two legs up and stomped down on his head and smashed his ass like a pancake. Man, you mess with a baby. That's two cubs you don't want to mess with. An elephant cub and a hippos. The hippo and the elephants and the rhinos, man, they get busy. The hippos get busy. I'm telling you, man, a hippo will bite your ass. They fighting style is biting. And they bite as strong as hell. And they'll chase you like a mad sucker for a long time. I'm gonna tell you some jokers that got some good fighting style, man. They fight as a group. See, you got different clans, animal clans on the land. That keep in mind, all these people, all these different creatures I'm describing to you, a lot of them are extraterrestrials, or crossbreeded from extraterrestrials once they was here. One clan that's good, got good fighting style is the bees. Now, remember Muhammad Ali used to say, "Move like a butterfly." Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, right? So he telling you right then a riddle of how we used to think as far as of the nature, about nature, as far as fighting, right? So how do the bees move? How do bees attack in formation and with the sting? How do when one bee sting you, he sent off a pheromone that hey, this would have hit them niggas right here. So if a bee laying on your sting you in your ass, and then he let go that pheromone, he sent a signal, like sending a signal to all the other bees, sting him in his ass, right? Hey, because he was over here, and he had a funny smell, man. Because my daddy could walk right by a beehive, he could walk right up on a beehive and start talking to him and shit, man. They won't even fuck with him. Your ass walk right up on there, they'll tell you out the frame. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, you don't want to get in one group of bees. You don't want to piss off because it's a lot of stories out about these guys. They kick ass. The African killer bees, and then some kind of way some of them made it over here. Yeah, the African killer bee. Man, the African killer bee, you piss them off, they'll chase your ass 2,000 miles. Yeah, man. Them motherfuckers all, hey, look, they said they ought to get away from them. You got to go jump in submerge yourself in some water for a long ass time. And the new generation of African killer bees, they sit there and wait on your ass to come back up out the water. The old clan used to say, all right, fuck it. He was down there 2-3 minutes. He must swim off. We gonna go on now. Yeah. African killer bees that get on your ass, man. Look, they'll chase you 2,000 miles to the nearest watering hole. Yeah, I'm telling you. And then wait for your ass to come up out of there. And there you go, right there. That motherfucker, there you go. Stank his ass. Stank his ass, gang. You know what I'm saying? And some of them, and you gotta think about this, man. It's a sacrifice because a lot of the bees, the yellow jackets, I think they can sting you without dying. But I think a lot of the bee clan, once they sting you, to sting you is to sacrifice themselves because losing their stinger, I think it'll eventually make them kill them off. So they stinging your ass for the queen, and it's a matriarch society. The beehive is a matriarch society, just like the ant. Most of the insect kingdoms, who outnumber every other species, are matriarch clans. If you think about it, like the ants, the beehive, pretty much all the insects are matriarch clans. So we studied it. We study, okay, if we move as a unit. And then you got other clans like in the we dealing with mammal clans. You dealing with the head alpha male. And people say, "Oh yeah, well ain't no alpha male." Well, you have the leader of the pack because the wolf have what they call a lobo. So you have the strongest or the leader of these packs because you got herbivores. And we studied all this. This is all the nature, right? The nature. You got herbivores and carnivores. The herbivores, such as the elephants, right? The elephants move as a herd or a pack. Well, you say herd, right? They call it a wolf pack, right? And they got a certain type of fighting style. They got a certain type of way they eat. Like when they eating, all the mama big elephants is around like make a circle, and then all the little baby elephants is in the middle of the circle, and then around that mama circle, all the male elephants make another like a space. They all on guard outside of that circle. The bull elephants. So they got a certain type of style, and then they train the teenage elephants. Some of them once they get older, they be like, oh, I want to go off and do something by myself, and then they be the ones that get eaten because they separate from the pack. Yeah, so that's another thing about us as a people. We move as a herd. We move as a unit, and that's why we having such a hard time here now. It's because we lost connect with nature and how we learned all of this shit, like how we move like the elephants. That's the elephant represent the matriarch clan. The hippo represent the matriarch clan. The crocodiles represent the matriarch clan. these different things dealing with the ancient goddess Tabaret, the hippopotamus deity, which Opapus said that he had a beef with in a subliminal type of way. We're saying that the hippos were making too much noise. He way 200, 300, 500 miles away. How you heard hippos from way down there? You know what I'm saying? So it's like that part. What else I was gonna say, man? Yeah, so if you're just not coming in, hit that like. If you want to hear the parts about Donald Trump releasing the files, we talked about that at the beginning. But so far, what we come up with is that a lot of that is, we think a lot of it could be made up fake files. But if you want to really do something, Trump, go live on live fucking TV, national broadcast on you having an interview with an alien right there. Then we'll believe that shit, nigga. Don't show us no bullshit. Black and white photos come from the 50s when the Majestic 12 first got started. Even though they had the high dollar shit back then, go watch Man in Black. All that technology in Man in Black is what Hitler and them they brought over, man. They created all that shit. Yeah, they had it. They had laser weapons and all that back then. Plasma weapons. Yeah, somebody said the African bull elephants are huge. Yeah, the African bull. Yeah, you don't want to piss that African bull elephant off neither, man. He'll pick you up with his tusk, throw you up 100 foot in the air, and let your ass drop down on the ground, nigga. Telling you. I saw him do a tiger like that. The elephant bull, yeah. Yeah, Africans animals a little bit more, yeah, they a little aggressive, man, over there. Them killer bees, man, yeah, I'm telling you. The hyenas. I saw an African walking a hyena, man. They tell you, it's some gangster Africans over there. Yeah, I saw an African walking a hyena like a dog. I said, man, these people. And the hyena was looking at him like he wanted to eat him. And I said, man, Africans is gangster, man. There's some gangster Africans over there. It's some gangster cats over here too, though. But walking a hyena, come on, man. He was walking that mud like he was a tiger striped pit. And he was walking a damn hyena like it was a tiger striped pit. I'm telling you, man. But we had it over here like that, though. We used to have alligators for pets. Like the swamp clans, they had alligators for pets. Right that they got all these schools with the alligator mascots. Yeah, man. I'm telling you. All the mascots were represented our different clans. And they tribe. They turned all this into colleges. And all those, hey, I'm gonna tell you what, you know why you ever ask yourself, why is it so many colleges? Right? Why is it so many colleges? You know why it was so many colleges? Because there was so many tribes that they had to indoctrinate into this new Rockefeller Spanish Inquisition teachings. So everywhere where a tribe was, they had to set up a border school. And then they later turned them and start calling them public schools. It's a public school in every neighborhood. Why so many schools? Why so many colleges? To indoctrinate you into a license. When Donald Trump are you gonna release the Tartarian files? We already got them though, technically. But when you gonna acknowledge them? What the CIA said, talk about the Tartarian civilization and all the advanced technology we had before the Great Reset and the Great Fires and the Great Molastic Fires and the Great Bulldozing and bull reckonings and great ball pen reckonings. When you gonna acknowledge that, Trump? When you gonna give us the real breakdown on the Roswell shit? Come on, man. 100 photos of UFO sightings. We already got a half of that shit. Already the UFO watchers. I'm telling you, we already got I can show you You go back to look at my UFO file, half of the shit they got in there. It's just they just verifying the shit that we was already got, saying that, oh yeah, well, this is a real one. That's a real one. That type of thing. So he ain't really give us nothing, man. Show us two aliens fucking. Not no AI. Show us some real, yeah. Yeah, because yeah, that might be funny to you. But check this out. It was it's a dude that they labeled as crazy. His name Riley Martin. And I don't know if y'all remember this guy. Y'all remember Riley Martin? Used to he was a Native American from the he from Chickasaw Creek. And he used to come on the radio stations with what's that dude name, that Jewish guy? And he put out a book about these grays, right? Called the Buavians. I think that's what he called them. These grays. And he said they had a mothership outside the rings of Saturn. He used to say this, and then he wrote a book about how they abducted him. The government labeled him as crazy. But then later they come to find out that it is a ship, as he describes, parked right in the rings of Saturn. But I want to get to the part. Well, go pull up Riley Martin. He got a whole book out, man. Riley Martin. He give a whole detail of his encounters with these guys. He said they let him smoke some weed with him. He said the shit was so good that he was high for weeks on end from one puff of that shit. But yeah, he talk about all this in his book. And then he also say that he got to watch them make love on a planet. And he said the way they was doing it was like they know how the cone heads put they telepathically get booty. They get booty telepathically. It's more advanced than that, but just to give you an idea, they get booty telepathically. But Riley Martin, when old boy Tan, that's his name. I think his buddy name was Tan. When Tan told him, hey man, he showed them how they get booty on a planet. Riley Martin said, man, y'all don't know nothing about no fucking on this planet. y'all call that fucking? Hey, y'all don't know. Hey, but Riley Martin probably just didn't understand they level of how they do it. You know what I'm saying? How they use more of a centristic energy force to get booty versus us like physical, sweaty pumping. A lot of extraterrestrials don't pump to get booty. They hold hands. Some of them hold hands. Yeah, some of them hold hands. Let's get booty. They hold hands and just send their frequency to each other. I bet niggas that want to get out. Hey, some niggas that's out here now, they want to get the hell off that planet. Oh, we got this. How y'all get booty here? Y'all hold hands? Oh hell no. Niggas wouldn't even want to be there. Nigga will last 3 weeks on that planet. Y'all get booty by holding hands? Yeah, but go everything I'm telling you, you think I'm making this shit up as a joke. But go pull up Riley Martin and listen to they got a whole audio book. I had the audio book out on it, but they copyrighted me on it, so I had to take it down. I had the whole audio book of him telling the story. Yeah, so just put Riley Martin's book and listen to that or read that, and you'll see everything I'm saying in there, what he was saying. So like I said, in the time to come when we rolling into 2027, this is the beginning of the releasing of all like some of the shit. The first wave, I guess they just put that shit out to check out all or something to see where we at, see if we really dumb, if we still dumb or not. But like I said, that shit, all them videos, Trump and files, we already got them. We already got them through whistleblowers, leakers, and other guys like what's the guy named Greer? What his name is? That guy that looked like a reptilian. He like a dinosaur. Greer, like his name. I think of his name. I mean, he be on yeah, Stephen. Yeah, that's his name. Stephen Greer is his name. He's a benevolent reptilian. One of them benevolent reptilians, man. And he just don't remember. So he been working on it a long time, trying to some of these beings are here. Yeah, David Icke is a reptilian, shade shifter. Some of the bad ones, they have turned against the whole or the other bad ones, and because they are, it's like this. Say if you like a runt and you being mistreated, it's like you a traitor. Some of these people are labeled like Stephen Greer is labeled as a traitor amongst his real people who are extraterrestrial reptilians, and he's an outcast because he come and teach the human. Yeah, he's a reptilian. He's a real reptilian. Not the ones that got the thing behind the eye. He's a real one that can shade shift. And like I said, he's labeled as an outcast to some of, not all of them, because he really doing this. He really got permission from another high ranking group to do what he do. But yeah, Steven, he's a reptilian. He really got permission from a high ranking group to do what he do. That's why they ain't took him out. But it's a certain fraction of his people, his race, that look at him as an outcast and a traitor because he's teaching the humans. He's telling the humans about these different things. They want the humans to stay believing Jesus or Muhammad or what's the other one? There's a couple more other gods. They'll come back to save them or this or that. Alex Jones probably didn't quit. He got fired probably. Or they ran him off. Alex Jones is one of them ones that was whistleblowing too. But some people believe he's the agent secretly, just because they got these guys that do certain things, like act like they go to a certain limit on certain information, and but it's like really to like disinformation, to like get you onto another thing. Yeah, David Icke had that the interview with Krita Mutwa. So, and listen, if you listen to that Krita Mutwa, he telling you, hey, we've been in contact with extraterrestrials. We eat grays. Krita Mutwa said his people, or the little secret order that he was a part of, that's her secret priesthood, they eat grays. Nigga, we eat so you think that them little cupcake Donald Trump think that them little cupcake photos and videos that he released gonna intrigue us? Nigga, we eat grays. Our ancestors ate a fried gray up like some eggs on some pancake with some pancakes, man. Yeah, sausages, man. Our ancestors cook a gray, eat his ass, and hallucinate. Yeah, go ahead. I'm telling you, man. Hey, yeah, we eat a reptilian too, nigga. We eat reptilians too. Yeah, we fry them up down here. We fry reptilians up. Yeah. We do them grill or on the barbecue. Yeah. And Nomos still eat humans. You got another group. Tell Donald Trump to release the files on the mermaids that the Navy got. Release those videos of all the captured mermaids that the Navy intelligence captured. Release that. Release the videos of all the cities that y'all filmed under the ocean. They got lights and all this shit. And they ain't in no dome. They like honeycomb advanced cities under the water. Show us that. Or release the recent shit. Do us leaving number. Release the real truth about Gerald the Dolphin and the cover up that y'all just covered up down there in Florida. And release why y'all killed 40 dolphins looking for Gerald. And still ain't got Gerald. Gerald escaped. Yeah, jail the dolphin. They killed 40 of his partners looking for their secret hideout. They found a secret hideout, but they killed all the dolphins they found. Yeah. Why kill all those dolphins if there ain't nothing to it? These people gotta stop lying, man. So show us this. Show us the footage of all the cities that y'all filmed under the ice in Antarctica. Show us the cities under Antarctica that your Navy intelligence submarines filmed. And the ones that y'all hot, and show us the photos that y'all spy stole from Russia of these cities under Antarctica. Show us them photos, Trump. Show us the pictures that y'all took in Shambhala. Release Admiral Byrd's diary, the real diary. They ain't gonna tell you about none of this. They gonna show you some bullshit photo, black and white photos. Yeah. But what they admit, what are they admitting though? It's cool that they released that, but what are they admitting? They admitting that, hey man, that aliens are real, extraterrestrials are real, UFOs are real. They admitting that by releasing whatever they release, even though it's some bullshit. Some of it they mix 50% of the real ones with 50% fake shit. And the real ones, we already got them. They the ones that we found on the internet from whistleblowers, and we looked and said, damn, that could be real. This was before AI came out. All these videos we got before AI. So yeah, Trump, man, nah, bro. You gotta do better than that. Show us one of them Aldebarans that you show us that video when you met up with the Aldebaran leader. Show us that video. Show us the photos that y'all got from Hitler's people of Hitler shaking hands with the Dewarnies after the Dewarni really didn't want to shake his hand because Hitler didn't wash his hands. He took his shit right. They say Hitler was nervous right before he met these Dewarnies down at Antarctica that he took his shit and then rushed out of there. Then white because them Germans they didn't believe they washing their hands. So he come on out of there and tried to shake hands with the ambassador of which is Sinclair. Sinclair's brother, right? Sinclair's the leader of these Dewarni, little furry looking porcupine guys. They look like little big ass dogs or bad like little bears. They sort of made a series about these people, and the CIA made a series, Majestic 12 made a series called ALF. And these beings are real beings that live down, underground. And Hitler didn't wipe his hands, man. The little dude, the little furry ambassador dude said Hitler's hands smelled like feces. You know what feces is, right? Shit. Feces is a scientific name for shit. Yeah, Hitler's hands smelled like shit, man. And he said, "Yeah, I won't be shaking hands with that guy no more." Yeah, man. I got the picture. Yeah, I got the photo, man. We got the real photo, and one about on my hard drive. Yeah, Hitler shaking hands with the Greys and these the ones. They say Hitler's hand because they talk all proper like Shakespeare. These guys talk when they talk English, it sounds like Shakespeare's old English. Yeah, like in England they call trash rubbish. They're throwing rubbish. Bloody this, bloody car, bloody that, bloody this. In London, right? Shout out my guys over in London, man. Yeah, so they talk of these guys, these Dewarnies, they funny. They funny too though, but they real smart as hell though. They what you call them, the leprechauns and the leprechauns and these little creatures. They got a lot of folk tale stories about them as leprechauns. Cause they collect gold. They like gold. They wear gold. These guys, they wear gold necklaces and shit that they make. Says Hitler. Says yeah, Hitler was into some. Hitler was in a little bit of everything, man. No, it was like 2 or 3 different Hitlers. You got black Hitler and white Hitler. We found it out now. It was a black Hitler and a white Hitler. The white Hitler was smoking that crack. Man, white Hitler smoked number 50s. If you ain't no crack smoker or you ain't no street cat, you don't know what a 50 is. Them boy was smoking 8 balls. 50, Hitler was hitting number 8 ball. Him and his old lady and his whole. That's why they didn't win, man. That's why they ended up losing, because they started smoking crack. I'm telling you, man. Hitler was smoking 50s. A 50 is a 4-bit. If you're a street cat, it's a 4-bit. A 4-bit is a half of 8 ball. 8 ball is a tray 5. I don't know. It might be 4. I don't know. Youngsters might have switched it up now, but it was a tray 5 back in the day. So yeah, man. Hitler hit number tray 5s, man, on his pipe. And they cracked out. I told you they cracked out Poland. You know, drugs are extraterrestrial influence. The Anunnakis introduced drugs. Mother Ninty, she was the one making the pain pills and shit for the Anunnakis who were getting themselves hurt in the mines. They were using the opium. That's why you see them on the wall with the opium plants. But the crack thing come in from Scotty now. You know, beanie up Scotty. Scotty is the head scientist, chief scientist to Shiran, who was the leader of Ashar Command. And they gave Hitler the crack. They gave Hitler the formula for freebase. I'm telling you, man. You got to believe me. I'm telling you. And they introduced that shit as a weapon to in Poland. They cracked Poland out so bad. Go pull up Operation Werewolf. Then pull up Hitler's right-hand man, Werewolf. Man, look, they cracked Poland out so bad. They hit Poland with the Ashar Command crack cocaine hookup. They cracked them out. Right? Werewolf was cooking up a storm. Werewolf was cooking up a storm, man, over there in Poland, in Germany. Look, so 2 weeks before Hitler and them invaded them, Poland, to take them over, they cut the crack faucet off, where they couldn't hit no crack over there for about 2-3 weeks. Then Hitler and them rolled in with their tanks and everything, right? And nobody fight. They didn't have no resistance. Then when they got to the head guys, they said, yeah, we taking the Germans say, yeah, we taking over Poland, man. They say, man, we don't give a damn about you taking over Poland. Where Werewolf at? The nigga that was cooking the crack, where Werewolf at? Nigga, hey, we don't give a damn about you taking, you can have the country. Nigga, bring us Werewolf in. You know what I'm saying? We want Werewolf. They cheer for Werewolf. Nigga, bring us Werewolf so he can cook some more crack. I'm telling you, man, go look it up. Go look up. Yeah. They cracked them out bad over there. And I believe, man, them people was Nubians over there. I'm starting to think that them people was Nubian, but they could have been Germans too, though, like white Germans. But I ain't for sure on that part. But because they said they was white Germans, white Polish guys. But I'm thinking that the original Polish was dark-skinned Africans that was there before Hitler now, according to the German Holocaust book. I got to go read, go scan through that book thoroughly again and see, okay, well, who was in Poland before these guys? Because these guys was in Caucasus Mountain until they got brought out. So, but who was in Poland before these guys? And who did Hitler and them crack out? Who did Hitler and them drop bombs on? But yeah, Hitler was smoking 8 balls, man, him and his old lady. And that really was his ultimately downfall, man. Hitler could have took over the world if he wouldn't have started smoking crack. Yeah. And that might sound like a lot of people you know in the hood. Like, damn, man, this nigga could have went to the NBA. He would have been the next Michael Jordan, but he started smoking crack. Oh, this man, he could have went to the NBA or the NFL. He could have been the next Emmitt Smith, but he started smoking crack. Man, he was in school. He was about to be a doctor, this and that, but he started smoking crack. Yeah, man. And so that's a crime. That is a international crime that we're gonna hold against these guys who did what they did to us, because the CIA is a part of their operation, and we got eyeball witnesses and names, times, and dates on that the CIA, which is really Knights of Templar, is the main guys who pumping the chemicals, which they're calling drugs, onto the streets, illegal, what they call it illegally, because they say if you got a license, you can sell dope. They call them pharmacies, which is another word for witchcraft. So all of these witches are making up all of these potions, because another word for witch is scientist. Another word for witch is priest. Listen to me now. And another word for priest is a clergy. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. Another word for priest is a clergy. And who do the clergies work for? The church. What church? The Roman Catholic Church. The Pope. Yeah, pharmacy means witchcraft. And they up there selling you potions, magical potions. All of the pills they make is nothing but potions and witchcraft. Because it's not our witchcraft. Like, no, witchcraft is it? It's not ours, because ours use herbs and natural healing of the land, just like the Genesis said before Rockefeller came. And who was the Rockefellers? Extraterrestrials, Aldebarans. Before the Aldebarans came over here with their petroleum medicines and did sorcery and witchcraft and use their magical green fiat currency to delete our natural healing centers over here and educational centers that we had that were holistic. Yeah. Somebody said they putting crack in the Chick-fil-A's. Man, they growing that. And I'm telling they might be. My granddaddy said they used to put crack cocaine essentially inside of Coca-Cola. And they put like a gram or two in Coke. Man, just imagine they putting a gram of Coke and Coke. They were still doing it, putting a gram of Coke in some Coca-Cola, can of Coca-Cola. Man, there's been so many people, banks getting robbed, people getting road rage. I know some old women hooked on that damn Coke. Starbucks is German. German and Russian. Yeah, man. So my granddaddy said they used to put it in Coke, man. And I was like, damn, man, some motherfuckers was getting high off that shit, like getting a Coke rush, like snorting a line. Drinking the Coke was like snorting a line. And they still calling that shit. But it just goes to tell you, man. It just goes to tell you, they put a drug in there now worse than they put a drug inside of Coke that's worse than cocaine. It's called fructose corn syrup and sugar. If you look at the back of a canned soda, it says 170%, 107% sugar. I saw one can that said 100. I said, damn, how much water in this motherfucker? How much water for 100% is sugar? I'm telling you, man. 79% sugar. How much water in this motherfucker then? Look at the top back of the Coke you drinking, man. 60% sugar. It says 60% sugar. Then that means they only leave if all the other chemicals, they leave a small window for water, which your kidneys need. They leave a small window for water. If then you add all the other chemicals, how much is water? Kind of find out 2% is water. The rest of it is natural flavors, high fructose corn syrup, sugar, aspartame. Motherfuckers think they getting something when they drinking Diet Coke. You drinking aspartame. You know what aspartame? Go look up aspartame. Aspartame is worse than drinking regular sugar. And then I go down to Cancun for a couple of days and drink milk. I like pop. I ain't gonna lie, I got hooked on it when I was young. I like pop, man. But I really don't. I hadn't drunk pop in a while. I don't drink pop no more, really though. unless I can find it the Mexican pops. Because I found out the Mexican pops use the fruitose corn. They don't use the fruitose corn syrup. They use original sugar cane, like we originally used. Then you gotta think about how these devils playing us over here, man. There's shit that's banned in all countries, but America ain't like it's food that's allowed to be put on the shelf in America that's banned in other countries, like Skittles, like the Rich crackers, right? Rich crackers are banned in other countries. A lot of the breads that's on our shelf over here branded in other. They don't even want to call it bread. If it ain't bread, what is it? They don't even want to call it bread in other countries. They banned it. I got a tape called 15 Foods in the Help Food playlist. I'm gonna add more tapes to that playlist and build it out. But I got 15 foods that's banned in the U.S. They banned Skittles. Skittles is banned in other countries, but they let your kids eat that shit over here. Rich crackers, man, I feel bad because my boys, I used to buy them rich crackers and put in their lunch all the time. The little small, the mini ones. I used to put the rich crackers. Man, I found out that rich crackers is banned because they got some shit in it. They banned pork in every other country, but the pork. Look, this is a killer about that shit, man. This is what it make me scared of that shit. The Chinese is on most of the pork farms in America, but they won't let the pork be. They won't let them pigs be exported to their country. Now, how the hell? This is what I want to realize. If we ain't getting screwed over, man, what the hell is going on here? How the hell is China your enemy? But you letting them raise all the hog farm. They own part of your food supplies. How the hell is that happening? There's different countries that they say that the U.S. said that they beefing with. They own companies over here that's selling the American people food. And you wonder why you being poisoned. You wonder why you being poisoned. Because the enemies own all the pieces, and they pausing the shit because they hate U.S. they enemies to the U.S. That's why half of the companies are enemies to the U.S. and they're poisoning these people. They poisoning us, and then they do. But a lot of the stuff that they doing is illegal. But if we don't stick together as a group and speak out against them, they gonna just keep doing it. They say that you can't grow your own food in some states. You can't grow your own food. Where they say that in the Constitution? That ain't nowhere in the Constitution. The Agriculture Department now is coming out and weaponizing, saying you can't. They weaponizing seeds, y'all. Like what I mean by that is they creating artificial seeds, GMOs, and they patenting and copywriting the seeds. These what? They're copywriting the goddamn seeds, y'all. How do I know? Because it was a man that just got his whole goddamn farm confiscated by the agriculture department and the feds. Because they said that the bell peppers and squash and shit that he was growing, the seeds are copyrighted. He used copyrighted seeds, GMO seeds, and not his own seeds. So they come in and say, yeah, these plants are copyrighted. Now, boy, if we don't gotta kick this devil in his ass right in the crack fast as we can as a unit, boy, to get him off our land and back. He ain't from Europe. He really from off world. We dealing with off world. Yeah. They went and took this man whole 600 acres because they said that he growing copyrighted tomatoes and bell peppers. Yeah, copyrighted. Boy, if you man, this shit is crazy. What type of world that these parasites are able to get away with because they keep us mentally divided. I'm gonna tell you, look, while we on here worried about shit like this, about what the government, like we are trying to say, pick these government apart. It's suckers right now on watching the NBA game. They don't give the NBA playoffs. They don't give a damn about nothing we talking about. They trying to eat a hot dog and go to McDonald's and get them some wings or something from McDonald's, the artificial wings, the human burgers and the acidic drinks. They gonna come back in front of the TV. Yeah, man, they gonna watch the NBA playoffs, man, and wake up and go to sleep and wake up and go to work, man. They don't give a damn about nothing, nothing we said. No, saving the government, the land, they all bots. So you gotta keep in mind, it's bots out here. And you hang around bots, your ass gonna get programmed and be a bot. I'm telling you, man. You gotta stay away from bots. A bot can get you killed. A bot can get you hurt. A bot can turn you in to the government. Because they don't know no better, man. They program. All they know is they program. So at this point, man, we gotta be we dealing with the rogue government. We dealing with suckers who been getting booted with graves since 1954, according to the documents. And they was getting booted with the graves in 47, really, according to the Roswell incident. So we don't expect we don't expect for them to release the heavy duty shit. The shit and this I'm gonna tell you, this the killer. If they was to release all of just unload the shit on us, people ain't gonna believe. A lot of people ain't gonna believe half the shit anyway. They gonna say, oh yeah, okay, all right, we've seen it. And 2 weeks later, the way the algorithm, how fast the algorithm nowadays, in 2 weeks they'll be on some new shit. If he released all that shit now, like right now, the Epstein shit, they released all on Epstein shit. Now motherfuckers on some more shit. Like the Epstein shit is old. It's like shit get old. So that's another thing they ain't calculating about putting all this shit out. They should have just dropped all that shit at one time. And in 2 weeks, people gonna be on some more shit. They ain't gonna give a damn about this or that. Some graves landed and probed a white guy in the park or something. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they probed him, man. They flew 2,000 light years crossing nebula and everything. Not for a rare element like water or gold. They crossed for the gluteus maximus. They came over to go up with somebody's rectum, man, with the probe. Yeah, the gluteus maximus. So man. It's like that part, why would an alien fly that many light years to go in somebody's ass? I don't, I mean, you got that much technology, right? Ain't no ass in your galaxy to probe. You want Pacific human ass? Yeah, man. What's going on with it, man? With these type of guys, it's mainly the marker beings. Yeah, it's mainly the marker beings that's doing that type of shit. That's got to go all the way from 1300. Because the marker beings house or they galaxy. It's 1,344 light. You talking about the Orion star system? That's like 1,344 light years, man. You know how long that is to come probe a guy? That's 6 trillion miles times 1,344 light years. So do 6 trillion miles times just round it out 1,300. That's a long ass way to fly to put a probe up a white guy's ass in Central Park, just to see if he ate corn or some shit. I don't know, man. Some of the shit I think they be just. I don't believe it, man. I don't believe aliens probe people like they say. They made a probe. They impregnate the women's and then they probe them. One dude said, man, the aliens abducted me. Yeah, the aliens abducted me, man. And they took me up into a ship. They tied me down. And then a reptilian gray looking chick came in and molested me and fondled my balls. She took up my breast. Yeah, man. It's a story out like that. Y'all think that I'm trying to be funny and make this shit up, but this is really true shit that I'm telling you about the dude that say that they made love to him and he had a baby with he got like 5 or 6 kids with aliens that made love to him on the ship. I'm telling you, man. And they were like reptilian aliens, the ones that this dude described. I'm telling you, man. Well, I had reptilians chase me, try to kill me twice. One time they tried to drown me in the pool, and they was able to shade shift to look like my best friend. These reptilians can shade shift to look like your best friend or somebody you know. And we went swimming and he tried to drown me. And kind of find out it was a goddamn shit. I didn't know then, but as I got older, I realized that, hey, damn, that was a fucking reptilian, because they came at me like 3 or 4 times. Yeah, so like in Louisiana, we see like shit like that a lot, like reptilians, skinwalkers, shade, vampires, witches, whole bunch of witches. The witches is the ones that show you the other beings. They able to open your eyes up to see the other beings. They can do a spell to make you where you can see them. But I don't. A lot of y'all, some of y'all that's tuned in, don't need the spell to see them. You can see them straight up, or you just feel. You can feel them and say, "Man, something weird about that dude, or something off about that dude, or that chick. Something off about them people, man. Something ain't right. They weird." Like that dude, that white boy that be at all them basketball games. He like the female, male version of that other that other lady that be dressed in all black. That witch lady. I'll think of their name in a minute. But he the counterpart, the one that be at them NBA games sitting courtside. They witches. Witches are real, y'all. Witches and warlocks are real, y'all. So if witches are real, then vampires are real, y'all. Vampires are real, aliens are real. And that's pretty much what we leading into. We leaning into all this shit is real. Everything that they told you was real. REEL? What is real? You mean you talking about electromagnetic signals interpreted by the brain? You talking about light going in the eyes? The pineal gland interprets that into images and sound and all of this. You got 2 ears and 2 eyes, 1 nose, but you got 2 holes in the nose and 1 mouth. It's a riddle to that too. But niggas are like flies. They always want to get into some shit. Man, you see some shit, flies are gonna be buzzing around. And when you see, that's Bazabuk El and his peoples, man. You know, Bazabuk Bell, it's one of his zoo types, the flies. Man, when you see the flies, no shit is close by. So that's your cue. When you see the flies, and that's a metaphor, when you see the flies coming, know there's some shit about to get ready to come down, or it's already down, and you need to, that's your cue to get move the hell around. Because stanky is close to the devil. Dirtiness is close to the devil. And what people got their own definition of the devil, but the devil to us is our anything that stands against us in our progress for the future. Yeah, the devil stank, man. He's rotten. He's filthy. He's nasty. The nasty of nasties. Nastiest, man. I'm telling you. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, and I quote, "You can't fathom the mind of the devil." Now, what the hell does that mean? He said, if you think the nastiest you can think, the filthiest you can think, and then times and times 10. And that's the devil's way of thinking. You can't get more nastier than him. You can't scoop more lower than he can scoop. No, they say, hey, you gotta, in order to fight the devil, you gotta scoop to his level. Well, you can't scoop to his level. Because whatever level you scoop to, he gonna scoop lower. So it's best when you see the devil, resist him, and he'll flee. Because he really ain't got no power. He only can get you to do shit in exchange for gifts and promises that he made. Oh yeah, you lick these balls, I give you a brand new Cadillac and $20,000 of that new deal. Yeah. Lick these hairy balls here, the old man balls. Yeah. Oh, let this goat, you know what I'm saying, hit you from the back. And we're gonna put it on tape and everything, but that's cool, man. Ain't nobody gonna see it. And you'll be, you get that $2 million range, man. You can go up to $2 million. Yeah. We put you in the game. Yeah. Baphomet style. So, we blaming these guys for being bad guys, but a lot of our people take deals with these guys just to be for fortune and fame. A lot of our people say, yes, take me on to the other side. Let me join y'all so I can be rich and famous. Like Rick Ross. He got all those cars, all those planes, and all what he got. Hope he can leave it for his kids, because he damn sure can't take it with him when he leave. There ain't no armored trucks behind no hearses, y'all. I ain't never seen an armored truck behind a hearse. But I ain't gonna lie though. The ancient Egyptians sure tried to take their shit with them. The ancient Egyptians buried themselves with billions of dollars worth of gold. Yeah, that King James. Hey, wait till you see the one I got coming out on King Charles, the Black Boy King. And Miguel, the first Moorish Venetian king. We got some bangers, man. We got straight bangers coming out. We just put one a day out on the Granada land about how America is the real ancient Egypt, the real house of Israel, and we are the real people of God, the real chosen people. I'm not. You can tie it in with the Bible shit, but this is big. It's way more deeper than the Bible. It's dealing with Isis, Ra, which is Murdoch, Anana, which is Isis, and El, which is Anu. It's a covenant. With Anana's children, that they'd be put over all the people on the face of the earth. Ain't we over all the people on the face of the earth? Technically, we the superiors. We just forgot. This was called India Superior. India Superior. That's what Christopher Columbus knew in his diaries. Why? Because the Hindus that already mixed with us. We mixed with Hindus. Yeah, so we got to get ready to get out, man. We wanted to just go over 2 hours with you. We're gonna be getting in touch with Rod, and maybe I might call him right now, man. If Rod's still up, we'll be in Rod to go live. But you might want to do it tomorrow though. So we're gonna get back with y'all, man. Peace and love. Peaceful shadow hour to you all. We send divine love throughout the boundless universe to all. Free Malakazi York, the master teacher. Free Jeff Fort, El Rookin. Free Larry Hoover, y'all. Wadu. Peace. Never have it been made so clear.